Hey everyone, it's Herc here with a big update. We have finally come to the day where we are releasing what I like to call the Valentine's Day update of Project Supremacy. This is a massive update that we've been working really hard on to get out to you guys, but we wanted to send it out to beta testing first to make sure that we got most of the bugs out to it. So the first thing I want to cover, guys, is your updating process, because I know a couple of people have had a little bit of issues updating. So if you go to your plugins folder and you see Project Supremacy, the version, if you have anything less than 2.4.25, there will be an update available to you. If it's not showing in red like this, or you're not seeing that there's an update available, you can actually still trigger the update by going to your dashboard and click on updates. And from there, all you're gonna have to do is click on this check again button. So you're kind of seeing it's not showing an update. I'll click check again. And from there, you'll see now that there's a Project Supremacy update available. If this doesn't work for you guys, another thing that I found that works is you can actually go to your plugins folder, and what you can do is manually update the plugin. So just select it and then click update, and it'll show up in red, but it won't show that there's an update available. But then from there, you can go to the dashboard and update. So it's just, there's a lot of different server environments and stuff like that and other plugins that conflict. So these are all just different ways to make sure that you are getting the updates. So make sure you rewatch this video to get all the different options of updating. So once your update is available and you can see it, just go ahead and click on update now, and that's gonna bring you from whatever version you were at to version 2.4.25. Excuse me. So this is a big update, guys. There's a lot of things that happened here, and the first one that I want to cover is the schema, because we have moved the schema out of the general settings, and you can see it is now on the left menu. It's got its own home now because it's such a big part of the plugin. If you have old schema that was already installed on your sites, do not worry. They will be automatically transferred over to this new one, and you'll see a green bar with your schema type right here. And all you have to do is click on this little gray box to expand it, and it's going to show you the schema that you had from the old one into the new one. So it's already going to be there. And the next thing I want to cover for you guys is the new kind of formatting here. So all the fields that we give you here are available for you to use, but if you don't have them or don't want to use them, there's little delete icons for every single one of them. So like, for instance, I don't have a telephone number yet, I can delete that. I don't have three social profiles, I can delete that. If I want to add different social profiles other than like the Facebook, Twitter, maybe I have some Web 2.0s, you can go ahead and just click on add more, and you can add as many Web 2.0 properties that are related to your business as you'd like. So one thing I want to mention, guys, we do not lie in schema. That is a bad practice. We only deliver the information that we actually have. So if you don't have a physical address, you don't need to put in a physical address. You can just operate in the city and the state that you're in, and you can delete the postal code and the street address until you need it. When you do need it, you can actually add it back in by just clicking on add more fields, and you'll see we have address here. So we can go ahead and insert the address, and now you just put in the full amount of data that you have, as well as delete the old one since it's only a half amount of the address. Okay. The other thing I want to also mention is, I'm going to go ahead and delete these, is that if you're working and you have, whether you have an exact address or not, what you want to do now, before we used to auto populate the map and the latitude and longitude based on your address, that was automatic. But now you actually, once you've filled in your address, whether it be with an actual physical street address or just it's the location, you need to click on this populate location from address, and you'll see that the map and now the latitude and longitude have changed for you. So please do not forget to populate your address. Ratings are kind of the same thing here, guys. Do not lie about your ratings. This particular rating is not an individual rating. It's an aggregate rating. It's saying this is the total value of all the ratings that we actually have. So let's say you go to your Google Plus page and your Yelp page, and there's a total of 7 reviews that add up to about a 4.9 average. What you can do is add in a 7 and then a 5. We don't handle decimals, so round either up or down to the next closest thing. So this is just aggregate total ratings there, and I will show you specific ratings in a little bit. So once you have all your stuff filled out that you do want to use, remember guys to click save. All right, and that will save your general schema and you'll get a pop-up successfully saved. So then you can close this, and here's another huge update, guys. This should be if you have schema already there, but if you want to see what we've done with the new schema, go ahead and click on add new schema, and you're going to see we now have a whole bunch of business types. So let's say I was working with a dentist. I could click on dentist and go ahead and click add, and that's going to add a dentist type. All right. Now the way schema works, guys, is organization is kind of the top level. Local business is a local business of an organization, and then the specific types that you're seeing here, these are all local business types. So if you have something that matches up with one of the specific business types, definitely use that. But if you have a service or a client that's outside of these, it's okay to use local business. That's what you would use that for. So say like my spray foam site, we don't have an insulation in here yet. We will move to general contractors and create those types. But for now, all I would do is use local business and then input my data. It's the same thing, okay? But if you do have it, you do not need both, because a dentist is a type of local business, and the way schema works is that the lower levels of schema automatically assume the higher level. So a local business, or excuse me, a dentist is a local business, which is an organization. And by default, when you create dentist schema, you're also automatically being, Google is assuming that the dentist is a local business organization. That's all built in. So you could just do all the same stuff, fill it all in, and make sure to click on save. If you don't see the save button down here, guys, make sure you just click the cancel button and back out, and then you'll see the save button again. So that's a massive update to our schema. We still have the schema validator, but now from here you can actually validate any page on your website. So I'm going to just click run on the validator, and you can see it'll send out the schema, or I could choose a different page to validate my schema. If you guys are having any sort of hanging with this, you can still use the structured data testing tool right here by Google. That's the manual way. We did find some bugs with some server environments. It's called a CURL or a curl issue that some servers have. That's why it was blocking a lot of the bugs. So we've definitely taken care of most of that stuff. I'm going to move on to the next one. We now have a per page schema where you can actually work on your schema on a single page. So this will automatically inject your general schema settings that you already have. But if you wanted to add anything new that was kind of relevant to this particular page, or if you were working within multiple locations, you could go ahead and change your address here. Say this was going to be a page for my Mesa site. I would just click on populate. You'd see that the map has now moved to Mesa. And then I'm going to cancel this out so I can see the save button, and then go ahead and click save. And now this schema will actually be overwriting the other general schema that was already there. The next thing we can do, guys, is validate any page. I think I've already covered that, so there's a lot of updates. The next thing we have, guys, is a review widget, which is really awesome. And all you have to do to insert the review widget is if you go to your appearance, and I'm just going to open a new page, and then I'm going to go to my widgets. You're going to see the review widget right here, Project Supremacy review widget. You can actually drag that now into your sidebar, okay? And go ahead and click on save. And then when I actually look at the site, we're going to see that review widget has now been inserted into our sidebar. We are going to work on improving the look of this. We do have a few different looks you can select here. We're going to clean these up and offer a lot better looks. And as well, this is a title and description for your review widget that you can set right here. So you can see, let's say this is Phoenix title and this is Phoenix description. Okay. I'm going to click save changes on there and then go update my page. And you'll see this title and description will now update based on what I called the widget. All right. So you can say anything you want in these things. Now, what's great about this review widget, guys, is if someone comes along, and I'm going to do Herc Magnus, I think this service is perfect. Okay. They can leave you any review, and we're going to default to a 5-star, but you can select any amount of stars. So I'm going to give it a 5-star rating and click on submit review. you're going to see a little pop-up. Thank you for submitting your review. So now when I go back to the page, guys, this whole section will allow you to manage the reviews that are coming in on your site, okay? So I'm going to just go ahead and click on schema markup again to refresh the page. And I'm gonna, there you go. You can see that a review has now popped in, and it's actually the review that I just put in. Okay, so you can change the description if you want. You can change the review body. You can actually change any of the reviews. If you don't like the review, you can delete it. But it's gonna actually submit this review for you into your JSON LD, and these guys are specific reviews. So these are real reviews that you've collected from the widget on your site, okay? So now what I'm going to do is actually go to my default schema markup, actually, sorry, my schema validator, and run the homepage validator. And you're going to see that now there's a new review that's been added, which is the review that I just added. Those will automatically be injected into your schema. So we've completely overhauled the actual schema portion, and as well added a review widget, as well as a managing a review section, so that you really have a lot of options now as far as reviews. You can even have reviews per page if you want to put the review on a certain page, the review widget. When someone submits a review on that page, you would just go to per page reviews, and then you would be able to see the reviews that were submitted for that particular page, and that one would get submitted to the schema of that page. So it's just going to be a lot of options, guys, and we'll probably cover more. We'll do more videos to cover that. Couple more things that we've done now, guys, is now you can actually take existing pages. So if I was to add a new page, all right, and this was asked for quite a bit, so I'm going to call this new page H1, and then when the URL updates, I'll update it. And there it is. I'm going to edit that and call this new page URL. Okay, so what I'm going to do for now is publish that page. And what we'll have the ability to do now, guys, is if I go to Project Supremacy projects, a lot of people have asked for this. They wanted the ability to import other pages into the project planner. So, sorry, I'm going to go into projects, and I am going to create a new project. We'll just add a new one, and I'll just call it existing pages. Okay. And this is so that you can do your on-site optimization for existing pages. Now what I can do is add groups from existing pages, okay? So I'm gonna just click this button down here, and what it's gonna ask is, what page do you wanna import? And we have the new page H1 right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add that group. What that's gonna do is create a group for that specific page, okay? And there you are, you can see there's the title, the URL, the H1, and the description. So now it's pulled in your optimization, and now if you want, you can add keywords and work on that as well as any of the other pages that you want to pull in. So it's just a great way to reverse what we had already done, so that you guys can work on your optimization while looking at any keywords or plan any new keywords for this page. So it's a great way to do things. The next thing I want to cover, guys, is the Yoast is toast hashtag. You kind of saw on the other page that we have a new PS SEO, and you can see that right here. It's completely improved. It looks a lot more like Yoast, and it actually blends a lot more of the Yoast functions into our new thing. So what you can do with your titles, you can do your Project Supremacy titles. You know, you can edit these out as much as you want. And I'm a terrible speller. And then of course you have your description, where you can enter your PS descriptions. And we have some amazing things. We have the focus keyword. So let's say our focus keyword was actually, you know, Project Supremacy. You're gonna see that we're giving you some data here that's gonna help you with your on-page optimization. So it's saying, you know, it's not in your title, it's not in your body or your URL. So I can go ahead and put in Project Supremacy into my title. And now you can see it is in my title. And one thing that we have that Yoast does not is actually a keyword density checker for your focus keywords. So you can see we have quite a few content analysis items, just like you know, Yoast had. We also have the ability to create htaccess edits through our Meta Robot stuff. And then of course we added, everyone wanted the open graph data so that, you know, if you want to do your Facebook page is really nice. Like if you want to share a WordPress page on Facebook, you can control how it's going to look on either Facebook or Twitter here. So we've completely taken all that out. Of course, we still have the project supremacy per page schema and validator on every page just to make it easy for you guys. You can either do it from the schema side or you can do it from the page side. Either one will work fine. All right. We did fix a couple errors, guys, like the curl issues where the schema validator was hanging. We fixed that author field. Some people were showing, you know, author was missing, and we took care of that. We took care of the geocode error that was popping up on a lot of people's sites when they were trying to do image work. We had some Facebook image upload problems here, but we fixed those. And some of the other features that we have, guys, is the Amazon API. We actually, so if we were going to go into affiliates, a lot of people were kind of saying they didn't want to use the ASIN for Amazon. So now we have the ability to just put in straight on Amazon links right out of the API. We also added support for Japanese language, as well as, you know, probably a lot more things that are just kind of common bug fixes that we found or that were reported in the beta group. So it's a big update, guys. There's a lot of really killer stuff in here. So go ahead and start playing with it. And if you guys have any problems, let us know. But hopefully we've done enough beta testing that you shouldn't run into any issues. And we will see you guys when we see you.